I'm James Girola and I suffered from IgA nephritis. I've had a kidney transplant just over a year ago now, and so far everything's going pretty well. For a couple of years I'd had kidney problems and I'd go to my doctor and get blood tests, and over a period of time you could see that the kidney was functioning less and less, and it got to a certain point where I told the doctor, I'm feeling really bad. And we did another blood test and he said, righto, you're going to hospital tomorrow and you'll be starting dialysis on Monday. Life stops. Basically life revolves around dialysis 24/7. You plan everything around dialysis. You don't plan dialysis around life. Holidays, especially while working, were very difficult. Going anywhere, because you always had to think, where do I have to be at this time of day, at this time? Because I did dialysis Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 5 hours at a time. Takes a big chunk out of a day, especially after working an 8-hour day. My day would start at probably 4 o'clock in the morning and finish about 7:30 at night. And then I'd get home just in time to see my wife, who was ready for bed, and miss out on seeing my kids. That was pretty hard. The transplants changed that immensely. I do things with my kids, I go out and about, we plan days in advance to go do anything. I just recently went on a trip with my brother and my father. It was a month away, didn't see a doctor, a needle or a waiting list. It's fantastic. I was on the waiting list for 5 years. I had previously gotten a call a year before, made it to the hospital and was told, can't receive this kidney. That was a pretty difficult day to take. But on the day in particular that I did get a kidney, it was about 8 o'clock in the morning. I was getting everyone, with my wife and the 2 children, ready to go off for their day, and I was planning to do a few things around the house. I got a phone call from my specialist receptionist and she said, just hang on a minute, I think I've got a phone call from the PA hospital. I'll ring you back in 10 minutes. Before I even put the phone down, the PA rang up and said, can you come on in, we think we have a kidney for you. That changed everything really quickly.
Now take us through the actual, when you were in the hospital, what happened then?
They said, come around in this waiting area, we've just got you're second in line for the transplant. We're just doing blood tests on another person. About half an hour later, the nurse came back around. She said, oh, come with us, we'll move you around into this room. The other person's missed out because of other complications and now you're getting a transplant. From there on in, the day went by in a blur. There was excitement about it. There was sadness about someone having to pass away. I remember going in, lying on the bed waiting to go into surgery and just having a quiet chat to the nurse who was prepping me. In and then out, woke up, and there's my family sitting around me saying, geez, you're looking good. It's amazing how well you look. Even the doctors and nurses said, your kidney's going well. Started working straight away. I knew things had changed then, because that was supposed to be a dialysis day. And I didn't have to sit in a dialysis chair for 5 hours. It was really good. At first I didn't feel much because they give you the morphine shots, but when they took that out, because I was going well, I started to feel sore in the back from the bed and a bit sore around the scar. I had a really, really good bruise to show everybody, which I did, because that's who I am. I didn't have much as in the way of pain. I was out of hospital in 6 days, which I thought was quick, but the doctor said, no, you're doing really well. That night was a bit painful trying to lie on a flat bed, so I had to sleep on the couch for 3 nights to straighten myself out a bit more. But getting back into my own bed after that was the best feeling in the world, because you knew, right, that's a good night. I felt really good after that.
You're obviously on a drug regime now, aren't you? Could you tell us about that?
That's tablets every day, morning and night. doctors tell me constantly, don't miss out because that causes problems. I've done my best, and I have my little girl who always checks with me to make sure, you had your tablets, Dad? And it's good to hear that, because I don't like missing out. I really want to see what they do and how they grow up. But you're on quite a few tablets for the rest of your life. You're never going to miss out on tablets. You're always going to have to be taking them. Just becomes part of it, same as eating breakfast or having dinner. It's part of it. I haven't had any side effects myself. I do know people who have, but I try not to look at the bad side of things personally, because that's not in my nature. I always look at the better side of things. So I don't know what to say about tablets. Just keep taking them. Don't want to get your doctor upset.
What advice would you give to someone who's beginning this journey?
Stay positive. You must stay positive. And keep your sense of humour. Don't let things get you down. Tiny things turn into big things. Once they turn into big things, you can't come back. Always stay positive. Even if the doctor says, oh, wait another half hour. You wait another half hour. Get over having to come back every day. Get over having to wait for so long for something. Stay positive, because positive in the mind is positive in the body. I don't know the donor because it was a cadaver transplant, but I hope that they feel that they've done a right thing, because personally I think that they did, and I congratulate them for that. I think everyone should be on the donor list. Doesn't matter who you are or how you feel about it. Doing something for somebody else without even knowing or trying is probably the best thing you could do in life. It's definitely worth trying to do.
Do you have any thoughts about, do you ever think about having another person's organ inside your body?
I do at times. I think because you can feel it constantly. Like you sit down sometimes and you think, oh, it's just sitting there, and you think, I wonder who this person was. And then other days you don't think about it, because you think this is a second chance at life. Like I had a birthday just recently, and I didn't count it as my 37th. I said it's 36 plus 1, because it's a plus every day since this transplant. And that's how I hope to see everything constantly.
It's been pretty tough. We've got 2 young children. I was basically looking after the kids on my own in the morning because James was off at work. Obviously he has dialysis at night, so I sort of felt like a single parent. I was doing everything on my own, and then also, constantly thinking in my head about James and what he's going through. How can I help him more? And seeing the effect it has on the kids, it's really quite tough.
Young kids find it really hard, because like I was away every daylight hour during Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and they wouldn't see me. Then some days you come home and you think, oh, I just don't feel real well. And the kid would be standing there going, oh, Emily, sorry, would be standing there going, what's wrong, Dad? And say, oh, I don't feel well. And she'd be cuddling up to me going, it's all right, Dad. You go back tomorrow and they'll make you feel better. And other days you'd feel really good, and she'd be standing there going, let's go do something, Dad. And you'd go and do something, and she'd appreciate it. Now my little boy, he's 2, he hasn't seen the dialysis side of stuff, but he understands that, because of dialysis and my transplant, he understands that you've got to keep an eye out for Dad, but have fun. And she does the same thing. She always making sure she's on the proper side so she doesn't hurt me or the kidney. And the kids, they do their best to look after me, because they understand what's going on, and we haven't held back. Make sure you let the kids know exactly what's going on. Don't ever hide anything from them, because they're smarter than you think.
If you're a carer, you need to remain positive, not only for yourself but for the person you're looking after and any family that you've got. If you worry, it brings worry on everybody. You need to just live for the day and make the best of it. Once the transplant happened, everything changed. James got a new lease of life. We could go out and do things as a family again. James was home to put the kids to bed. He had more energy to play with the kids. We could go on holidays. We didn't have to plan it around dialysis. James was just a new person, and we got our lives back.